My point is that social networking is the best opportunity to find and recruit talent your industry has ever seen, because it's where all your candidates are. And over the course of today, I'm going to teach you how to best use that, beat your competitors, and become absolute rock stars in your companies. So let's get started. We're going to start with why social networking is a healthy addiction. We're going to talk about which sites are the most powerful, how to use them, and then we'll move on to some questions. So those of you who didn't raise your hand, and I'm very glad to see there weren't very many of you, that you are the people in the dark blue part of the pie who still think social networking is a fad. And you know what? You're in good company. I've been covering this stuff since 2003, 2004, when it first started bubbling up in the Valley, and lots of smart people have been saying it's a fad. But guess what? Today, this shows all internet users, and the light blue part of the pie are people who use social networks. And if you drill down in that, you'd see that increasingly it's across all demographics, and they're spending more and more time on them. This is no longer a fad. Even if you think it's silly, it's where everyone is, and more than that, it's where they want to be. Why? Because social networks are an addiction. Now, when you go through speaker training, they tell you never to talk about negative words in a keynote. But I'd be lying if I didn't use the word addiction. Every person I've talked to, from a college kid who lives on Facebook to a Vietnam vet who's tracked down his war buddies online, have all described their compulsion to continually go back to these social networking sites as addictive. But I submit to you guys that there are healthy addictions in our life. When I was writing my book in 2006 and 2007, I had so much data and information in my head, and I was doing so many interviews. I would wake up all a mess. I would wake up at 2 a.m. freaked out. There's no way I could write in that condition. So what I had to do from 9:30 to 11 every single day was go to the gym and run as hard as I could on the elliptical trainer, totally zoned out, not thinking about Web 2.0, watching the second half of Regis and Kelly and The View. I would do this for an hour and a half every day. And then I'd get done, it was all out, I could write beautifully for the next 6 hours. Now, I was absolutely addicted to that. If I did not do that every day, I couldn't function, and I was the worst person to be around. Trust me, you can call my husband on this. But was it a bad addiction? Well, I was in the 15% of authors who actually turn in a book on time. I lost weight, and I would guess it was probably pretty good for my heart. Now, I'm not saying social networking is going to help you lose weight, and it's probably not going to help your heart unless you're looking for a cardiologist on Facebook, but it will make you more productive.